Okay, we're good. I'm Hayley Hughes, and I'm a grad student at NC State in graphic design. Care a lot about technology, and as an everyday citizen, I care a lot about public health and the built environment. So I'm here today to share a little bit about CityShape, but also to tell you about how it all came about and a little bit about my experience of what I did last summer. So without further ado, in June 2012, last summer, Raleigh citizens, city officials, and tech-savvy locals converged at the American Institute for Architecture building for a common purpose: to openly innovate and improve the quality of life through technology. Does anybody know what I'm talking about here? If you do, raise your hand. How many people know about City Camp Raleigh? Awesome. Well, if you don't, it's a great thing to get involved with, and it's what I participated in this summer. It's an event, it's a 3-day unconference, and essentially these are some pictures of what goes on there. Their first day is talks from different local government officials and from people in technology fields that are giving you an update on what's going on in the city currently. And then the next day, there's these idea pitching sessions where people get up and they've got 60 seconds to give their best idea of how to improve the city. On the third day, it's rapid prototyping and concepting. So essentially people get involved, they tag along and form collaborations to actually build out some great ideas for the city. And there's a $5,000 prize at the end that goes to the best idea. So this year, a group of NC State students came up with something called Our Greenway, which connects people with different greenways in the city and gives them information, real-time information about what's going on the greenways. But I was part of a collaboration called CityShape, and CityShape is a group of local government officials and designers and everyday people who are really interested in how the public health and the built environment talk to each other. So what we're looking to do is to get citizens involved. And CityShape Raleigh is essentially a web and mobile platform. What we're working on right now is an idea. And this idea is essentially taking public health to citizens by connecting them to the local government and open health data. And it collects people's values, their sentiments and feelings about city planning, about kind of health. So what we'd ask is kind of like, what places would you like to be active in the city, and where can you find access to local fresh foods? How can you be connected to your neighborhoods and where? So that a health map can be generated for city planners, and they would be able to essentially get the information they need to make sustainable design decisions. So I'm only going to take up a couple of minutes here. This tool is used to visualize opinions and data for healthy city planning, but I also want to share a video that New Kind Design and the CityShape team came up with this summer to give you a sense of what this might actually be like.
As a mayor, certainly public health is something that I'm concerned about, and we all know that obesity is really the root cause of many chronic diseases, and childhood and teenage obesity are on the rise in frightening ways. Blue Cross Blue Shield, a leading healthcare provider in the state, has stated that for every dollar that is spent on bike and pedestrian trails shows a $3 savings in healthcare. So as city planners, we have a responsibility to really step up and make our cities more active-friendly.
City planning is about place and people, about where they live, where they shop, how they move throughout the city, how places grow and change. Over 100 years ago, primarily people walked to where they had to go, but the introduction of the automobile changed the way we planned our environment. People started to drive more, walk less. So the environment of how it's planned has a direct correlation to public health.
Our idea is called CityShape, and it's really an interactive tool that allows citizens to input information about their surroundings, their desires, their needs, and for city planners to connect with that to really shape their communities and to shape the future of what we're going to be.
Citizens know their community better than anyone else. They know the stories behind buildings and land and places. And so as we engage in the planning process, we need residents to tell us those stories.
You know, we're very fortunate here in Raleigh. We have a company like Red Hat that really helped us in that open source. The city is becoming more and more open source based. And so the ability to connect the data with really the feelings and the desires of the people.
So I think you get the idea. If you have any more questions or you're interested in more about CityShape Raleigh or joining us and help programming and actually building this mobile application, let us know. Thank you.